Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kay, for those of you who don't know me, and this is my channel, Traveling with Kay, where I post my travels and travel content. So going for me to see, that's for me. You're the one in my heart. Time won't come till the end. I will always be right by your side. But that's for me. You're the one in my heart. Time won't come till the end. I will always be right by your side. I know you're the one. I know our time will come. I feel it in my heart. I see you in my dreams. I keep you in my prayers. So when it came to going to Madeira was actually not the original choice. So for those of you that don't know, I travelled to Madeira for my birthday. And originally me and the girls were going to travel to Paphos in Cyprus. Everything was booked. Hotel was booked, flights was booked, everything was booked. However, we just travelled. It was just after the lockdown. So we travelled in January of 2022. And it was one of the first main big travels trips after COVID and after the lockdown rules started to ease. What we found with Madeira, what we found with Paphos was everything was booked. However, later on, Cyprus went and said that you cannot stay in a hotel unless you are fully vaccinated, which for me was absolutely fine, as I am fully vaccinated. I've had both vaccinations, but one of my friends is not vaccinated by her own choice. And obviously we had paid for everything and I really, really wanted her to come. So we had to start searching for alternatives. So there were a number of alternatives. There were a number of the Canary Islands and other places like that. But I just wanted to choose somewhere that was unique, somewhere that was different, and somewhere that I didn't know much about myself. And that's how I stumbled across Madeira. And I was like, wow, this place looks absolutely stunning. And I most definitely believe that this has happened for a reason. So literally the week before, when I say the week before, I mean the week before, I changed everything, the flights, hotel, everything. And we started planning and making an itinerary for Madeira. So now you guys know the backstory. I'll get into Madeira and the trip. So we flew from Birmingham Airport. I live in Birmingham, so we took the air link from Birmingham we took the train from Birmingham New Street to Birmingham International, and then we took the air link from Birmingham International to the airport. And the air link was very easy to use. Again, like I've used that just this November. So this November I will travel to Paris, which will be a vlog soon, hopefully, fingers crossed. And we use the air link again, and like I've said, using the air link has not been a problem. I've used it now three times. I've travelled from Birmingham Airport and I have never had an issue using the air link. So if you are coming to Birmingham International from wherever you're coming and you are wondering how you would get from International to the airport, the air link is a very good way to do so. And I've not had any issues. So, and I will tell you guys if I've had issues. I have not had any issues. I can be a Karen as well at times. Anyway, just joking. But yeah, no issues at all using that air link. So yeah, we go through security, we do everything that we need to do, as you guys saw on the vlogs, and we get to Madeira. Guys, we made it. We made it. I'm just gonna go over my top tips whilst traveling to Madeira. I'm also going to go over where I think you should visit, why I think you should visit, and just any other things in general. So I pre-booked the transfers from the airport to the hotel. We stayed in Funchal, so from the airport to the hotel it did not take that long. If I remember correctly, it was about half an hour, if that, maybe half an hour, 35 minutes, 40 minutes from the airport to the hotel. We stayed in Funchal, so we actually stayed right in Funchal, right by the beach. A gorgeous hotel. We stayed at the Old Toledo underneath. It's a gorgeous hotel, 4-star hotel, very nice, very convenient. We travelled in January, so the weather was actually really, really good for January. I know I kept saying in the video over and over again, like, guys, this is January, because you're not in Portugal in 20-degree heat in January. So the hottest it reached today was 22 degrees, and these lot telling me that it's cold. I'm English. No. Like they're not going back to England. Like they're not going back to Birmingham.
Like they're not going to be suffering. But yes, yeah, it was very good weather. It was very, very good weather for January. We were looking between 18 to 20 degrees during the day. The evenings were a bit more cold, so the evenings were around 15, 13 to 15 degrees. We were very lucky with the weather. I would say, like, obviously it's not like you're gonna be in 20 something, 25, 26 degrees, but it is January, so for January it was very good. Madeira is actually known as the island of eternal spring, so Madeira is known to have constant beautiful weather constantly. So definitely, if you're looking for a winter break or winter sun, Madeira is one of the places. In fact, the islands around Portugal, the Algarve as well, are really good places to visit for that winter sun, for that escape from the cold, because we all know about England cold. Yeah, so if you're looking for that escape from the cold, I most definitely would recommend Madeira. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous winter break. It can get a bit windy and it can get a bit chilly when you're going up into the mountains. Madeira is very mountainous, as you guys saw in the vlogs, extremely mountainous. So it's got some gorgeous landscapes. You've got beaches in Funchal, and you go up towards Monte, the old town, and you've got mountains where you can do tobogganing, and yeah, you've got volcanic areas as well and black sand beaches. So there's a variation of landscapes, which is gorgeous, but just know that climates are everywhere. They're everywhere. I was even watching another video with a guy who travels to Madeira regularly, and he was saying about how Madeira has over like 30 climates on just one island. That's just because of the fact that it's got such diverse landscape, that some areas are going to be very cold and windy, and other areas you can have sun. So just be prepared for that. If you are a person who wants to not just stay in Funchal and by the beach, but you want to explore all that Madeira has to offer, just know that regardless of the time of year you're going, you are going to experience some places that are going to be very, very windy, very, very chilly, very, very rainy, and some other places that you're just going to have just sun and blue skies. So just be prepared for that. Don't just go in slides, okay? Like some of us did. We were getting a bit too excited about the fact that it was going to be warm in January, and we didn't think about the fact that majority of the excursions and tours that we booked were either in the mountains or by the sea. So just take that into mind. Learn from our mistakes, guys. Learn from our mistakes.
And wear sensible shoes.
Yes, there we go. So in terms of our first day in Madeira, you guys know we did we just went up to Monte. I think that was right. We did the cable cars. So yeah, cable cars I think are a definite must. Please guys, when you go to Madeira, go and do the cable cars and go up to Monte in the old town. It is so, so gorgeous. I always strongly recommend going to an old town whenever you go on holiday, to wherever you go, because every single place has its own old towns. Like obviously Malta has Medina, absolutely gorgeous old town. You know, Stockholm as well has Gamla. So I definitely would recommend going to old towns when you're traveling, because it's just that culture that you experience when you visit these old towns really shows you what that place has to offer. And also it's just something so authentic and something so, I don't know, enlightening about being in an old town when you travel. I just absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. And I strongly, strongly recommend it. Look at the way I'm smiling. I just love it. I just love old towns. So obviously we went to Monte, and don't spend that whole, if it's a weekend break, don't spend that whole afternoon inside the hotel. Even if you just go for a walk down the beach, even if you just go walk around your hotel, do something with that afternoon. That's the beauty of a morning flight. Do something. Go in the morning, take a nap. I don't even care. Sleep for 3 hours, 4 hours. Wake up and do something that late afternoon into evening, because especially if it's a weekend break, you have a limited amount of time that you're in that country, but you can do so much in that limited amount of time as long as you know how to do it. So yes, I am that type of person who's going to tell you to get up and go, okay? And I know some people would just be like, when are you gonna relax? When are you gonna sit down? When are you gonna stop? If you want to relax, in my opinion, do a longer break, do a week's break, do a 5-night break. But if you're doing a 3-night break, which Madeira was, I definitely recommend to make the most of your money, because you will regret it, because there's just too much to do. We didn't do all of it, but we were doing stuff from the minute we got there. So yes, and that's a shout out to Leah, because she was like, if you go on holiday with Karen, just know you're not gonna even stop.
She does everything from the morning you arrive. If you come in the morning, if you ever go on a holiday and you arrive in the morning, best believe she's making you do something in the morning.
Yeah, because that's the thing.
So make sure you arrive in the country in the afternoon with Karen.
Anyways, so yes, as for the second day, we did the Jeep Safari. I would strongly recommend doing a Jeep Safari, most definitely doing one. There's multiple different ones, so there's like an east side, west side, and Madeira has its different landscapes over those Jeep Safaris, like I mentioned to you guys before. So obviously there's a very volcanic area of Madeira with loads of volcanoes. Obviously. Volcanic formations, rocks, stuff like that, waterfalls, and then there's also the beachy area, so like the Funchali area and stuff like that. So it just depends. Sorry guys, I don't know what happened. My phone was like, I've had enough, give me a break, and it just stopped recording. It's like, this woman won't shut up, let me shut it up for you. Anyways, yeah, so I don't even remember what I was saying. I think I was talking about the Jeep tours. So yes, there's different landscapes for different Jeep tours that will obviously, we did the east side Jeep tour, so we went up to a load of different points across Madeira. We went to the old house. We saw the traditional Madeiran houses in Santana, sorry, not Sante, I'm getting Monte and Santana mixed up. In Santana, we saw the traditional Madeiran houses.
That one that's underneath that way.
We also went to the rum distillery as well.
Knows the way to drinking because they've got Armagnac and everything.
And tried some rum. I really enjoyed the Jeep tour. I think it was around 40 euros or something like that, but it was an over 8-hour tour, and I definitely would recommend it. Like, I know some people would think, oof, that's a bit much, but if you think about, like I said in the video, the amount of ground that you're covering with that cost, I think it's most definitely worth it. And I think it's most definitely worth, when you do go on holiday, to always book at least one excursion.
I know it might sound a bit, oof, over 8 hours, oof, I don't know if I want to do that. That's my whole day.
But if you think about it, but it will go like this, and before you know it, it'll be gone. And because you'll be enjoying it so much that you won't even be thinking about the fact that it's 8 hours. You won't. And I didn't feel like it was 8 hours. It went by really fast, you know. We went on a boat tour where we went to go and see these dolphins, right? It was really good. It was really good, but it was cold. Even now, I'm even thinking about this cold and my body is doing. It was very, 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 oh, there's a piece of hair there. Very cold. It was so cold, okay? Yes, it reminded me. It said, yeah, you forgot that it was January. Let me remind you again, it was January. That was what that boat trip did. And me and Leah was so cold. When I tell you, we got on that boat, and I'll have to insert a picture or something, and it's just me and her, and we're just like on each other like this, literally snuggled up. We've got like Leah's scarf around, and my I had like this like chiffony thing on, and I'm just there like this, and we're just there like. I think we even fell asleep in that position because it took a long time to go out into the sea. It took a long time to go out to where the dolphins were. It took a very long time, and because of the cold, we were just like, no. So we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. It was beautiful, but I'm just telling you the truth because I would never lie to you guys. Chandel, it was cold, like cold in your bones, cold, but I enjoyed it because when we got out there, Mahalia, we love Mahalia, was like, guys, she like woke us up. She's like, guys, the dolphins, you don't want to miss the dolphins. And the boat was lovely because it had like this like mesh thing, and like you could walk out. I don't know what it's properly called because I'm not a very boat person, so you could like walk out onto it and you could stand right at the edge. I know that sounds scary for some people, but you could stand right at the edge and look over and you could literally see these dolphins, and it gives me goosebumps every time I think about it. It was such an amazing experience. So I would most definitely recommend that experience. So that is our itinerary, like squashed, condensed with a lot of my theatrics. I'm just gonna go over what I believe now should be the places you should visit when you go to Madeira. So number one, do the come on, really? Number one, reload it. Number one, make sure you do the cable cars. Go to the beach on Funchal, take that cable car up to Monte and see Monte and the churches. There's a beautiful church up there. It is gorgeous. Go and have a look. It is absolutely lovely, and even get some of the local food. It's really nice there, really, really nice. Number two, I would most definitely recommend doing the tobogganing. You guys, you do not understand. The tobogganing was probably my favorite thing of the whole trip. I was crying. Me and Mahalia were crying. We were like, why are we crying? Oh, steep bit, come in, steep bit, come in. And it was because it was just like, it's years and years and years of tradition. Obviously the tobogganing, I'll quickly do a breakdown of what the tobogganing is all about. Back in the day, when they didn't have cars, Monte is up the mountain basically, and in order for them to get back down to Funchal, to the beach, to the coast, this is what we were told, so forgive me if it's incorrect, but back to the coast so that they could go for like appointments, doctor's appointments, if they had to go into mainland Portugal, because as you know, Madeira is an island off of Portugal. They would have to find a quick form of transport, so they obviously had these toboggans which they pushed down the hill, the mountain, to the beach, to the pier where everything was going on. So that was their form of transport, guys. That was their form of transport. So these people that were doing it for us, obviously it's for tourist purposes now, they were doing it for us, but their dads did it, or their fathers did it, their uncles did it. So it was like a generational thing. So it was just so beautiful doing it, because it was like, these people have been doing this for generations, and it's something that in generations to come they're going to continue to do. Like, I'd love to one day have like, oh, if God, you know, God is amazing, guys. God is so amazing. Let me just stop this video quickly to talk to you about my relationship with God. Through travel, I have really, like, it's developed, it sounds silly, but it's developed my relationship with God in the sense that it just makes me realize just how blessed we are and just how amazing he is. Like, all of these traditions, all of these things that have happened through history and time itself, it's all by his grace, it's all by his blessings. And traveling and seeing the world around me has really opened not just my eyes in terms of like other cultures, but my spiritual eyes, because it's like, wow, God created all of this. He created all of this, all of these things. Seeing generation to generation to generation of doing this form of transport, that's all God. Like, we are all God. Yeah, guys, it really has. But that's a conversation that I will always drop in, because for me, I'm very much open with my faith, and I love God, and it's something that's very, very important to me. And when I am traveling, it all just comes into one with me, because God is the center of all things for me in my life, and that doesn't stop at travel. But anyway, generation to generation are doing this tobogganing, and it was just so lovely. And obviously, as you're going down the hill, they had people taking pictures of you, and then they gave you these cute cards at the end, because you had to purchase them, but pictures of you doing the tobogganing. So I'll show you guys, actually. So here is me and Mahalia doing the tobogganing. Number 3, which we didn't get to do, is visit the black sand beach. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is a beach full of black sand, believe it or not. It is absolutely gorgeous. Make sure you do it. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to do it, but I don't think you really have enough time to do the whole of Madeira in a weekend. CR7. For those CR7 fans, for those of you who love Cristiano Ronaldo, that is his birthplace. There's so much stuff there. There's his museum, there's his statue. You can go and visit his childhood home. They do loads of tours and stuff, CR7 tours. So CR7 fans, most definitely go out and visit Madeira because that's where he is from. Yes, we have the tropical gardens of Monte. So yes, go and visit the tropical gardens. They're gorgeous. Madeira also has a festival of flowers. There's a lot of flowers there. A lot of flowers and a lot of nature. They have a festival of flowers in April. So if you want to travel out in April, that's a great time to travel because they have this gorgeous festival on with loads of flowers, obviously, and it is very, very beautiful. So yes, go and visit tropical gardens, and if you love flowers and you love festivals, April is the time to visit. As well as this, I would most definitely recommend doing the skywalk. It is the tallest skywalk of all skywalks in Europe. So yes, it is gorgeous. You're literally walking on a piece of glass over Madeira at this highest point. I'll quickly talk about public transport in Madeira. So obviously we use taxis. Well, the first day we used taxis, and then everything that we did, well, that wasn't part of the jeep tours or the safaris or anything like that, was very walkable. Like there was a few shops as well. Madeira's got a few shops as well like that in Funchal, obviously, because people live there, and they were all walking distance from our hotel. So we didn't really use transport like that, I won't lie to you. With Madeira, we didn't use public transport like that. We had the taxi on the first day, and then we had the jeep tour the next day, which picked us up from our hotel, and then we had the boat on the Sunday, and we just walked. We literally walked to where the boat was going off from. But I did see there was a lot of things like around Madeira. They have the electric scooters, and they also have buses, they have taxis. So, and there's like loads of taxi ranks around Madeira. So if you are looking to travel out there, you won't have to worry when it comes down to transport. But people do say that the best way to do Madeira is by hiring out a car. They say that if you can drive, the best way to do Madeira is hiring out a car because it has a lot of gems, a lot of beautiful places and crooks and crannies that you should go and visit. So taking out a car is probably the best way to go around Madeira there. In terms of the food as well, Madeira has a lot of traditional dishes, and one of which is black scabbard and banana. That sounds so weird, but it is delicious. Black scabbard is like a type of fish, and they serve it with banana, and it's one of Madeira's traditional dishes. They also have wine. So Madeira is known for its very, very famous wine. They call it fine Madeiran wines, they used to say. So that is where you'll get like some of the finest wine. So if you're a wine person, Madeira is definitely a place for you to visit. We tried their traditional rum, so they have rum there, and we tried poncha, which is like a traditional rum that is made from passion fruit. So that was very interesting to try, and definitely would recommend going out and try that. Honestly, I think that's all I'm going to cover in this video today. If you guys have anything that you want to know about Madeira, anything in terms of how to book, what's the best time to go, what I've said all year basically, because it's the land of eternal spring, just write in the comments, message me, follow me on Instagram, TikTok. You guys are following me on YouTube, obviously, and yeah, I will give you guys the best tips and advice and hopefully lead you the right way. But yes, Madeira is a must. Don't even hesitate, definitely do it. But I think that's all from me guys today. I'm actually on my way to a night shift now, so yeah, no, that's it from me guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Leave your comments if you have anything that you want to know about Madeira, and then in the next time when I'm doing my Stockholm top tips, I will go over those as well. So yes, next week we are going to be dropping the part 1 of Stockholm vlog. So yes, that was me and Mahalia's trip this April. It was absolutely amazing. Stockholm is definitely a destination. I'll say that about every destination, but I'll say why. Obviously Madeira, I think it's a great destination for families. I think it's a great destination for winter sun, which is what I would say. And I definitely think it was one of the most underrated places I've been to. So those are the top reasons why I think you should visit Madeira. But Stockholm is vibes. So I will obviously go over that and you guys will see it in the vlogs, but it's just pure vibes. So bye guys, thanks for watching. See you.